Hello Internet, and welcome to another episode of Bored at the Right Time. Today we're going to discuss one of my favorite records, Carole King's Tapestry. For the longest time, I was on a musical journey to find the best sounding version of this classic album. After spending so much time and money on special editions, all analog pressings, the OG pressings, I finally found this one, the MOFI One-Step. And these have recently started to ship. I was skulking around on a Facebook audiophile discussion group that I follow, and someone commented about a store that had some. Plaid Room Records. This place looks amazing, and they shipped it carefully and so quickly. The service was top-notch. I can't wait to visit that place in person one day. My complaint about this record was always how it sounded so thin, and I think the producer Lou Adler wanted a folky, kind of unplugged before unplugged was even a thing, sound to it. Every single song on here is a classic. There's a reason that this album sold so well and continues to sell. This record was so popular when it was first released that the pressing plant simply couldn't keep up with demand. So if you find an OG pressing, it's hit or miss, depending on where and how it was pressed. I'm not the type of person where I look at the run-out groove and look at the stamper matrix and the pressing marks. I try to judge a record with the best test I have, my ears. This record was released on February 10th, 1971. Up to now, it has sold well over 15 million copies. What you get is Carole King at the piano. It sounds like she's in your living room. You can hear her singing her heart out. The dynamics are really great as well. The quiet parts are nice and quiet, and the loud parts are really full. There are some great cats on this record too. Danny Korchmar, oft referred to as Danny Cooch, plays guitar. Danny, for those of you that don't know, is the man that introduced Carole King to James Taylor. James Taylor guests on one song. So now on to this version. When I dropped the needle on the first track, I heard the slightest amount of noise. It wasn't as quiet as I would like it to be, or what was advertised. And yes, I cleaned it, anti-static brushed it, and everything like that. But once the song started, it was dead quiet. The piano kind of comes in and you can tell you're on a musical journey. This album has always had a nice bass response. The bass is ever present in this version as well, very upfront. I can hear the bass lines and they are so in tune, and it kind of just melds into the background. It doesn't stand out, but I know as a listener it wouldn't be the same without the bass track. The bass player was Charles Larkey, who I believe was Carole King's husband at the time. The next two songs are very present and have a great warm, well-rounded sound to them. So Far Away and It's Too Late. Co-written with Ms. Toni Stern. Carole always introduces her with the Ms. in front so people know that Toni, T-O-N-I, is a woman. So when I flipped the record over, I noticed the light shining through it. The record was transparent. And speaking of the vinyl, it's cut on super vinyl using the one-step process exclusively by Mobile Fidelity. Basically, when you make a record, you make a positive by cutting the sound into a lacquer using a stylus and a lathe. Then you make a negative. Then you make a positive to make copies from. So by the time you're done and ready to start pressing your copies, you're down almost 3 generations from the master lacquer. So what MOFI does is then basically makes the stampers from the lacquer, so you are 3 generations up on the game. So this is a basic explanation, and I probably oversimplify it a ton, but it gets the point across. It sounds better. My favorite song on this album is Beautiful. It's got such a great positive message, kind of like get up, get out there, and show the world what you got. It was the highlight of the Troubadour reunion tour that Carole King and James Taylor did in 2010. There's a great film that was just released by CNN Films called Just Call Out My Name. You should check it out. A lot of people probably didn't know that Carole King and Gerry Goffin wrote Natural Woman, which is included on this album. Just to show you how big this record was, I'm going to introduce my mother, who will explain how this album affected her all the way back in 1971.
I'm Joanne Lombardi, and I'm Chris's mom, and I'm here today with you on the next episode of Bored at the Right Time.
Okay, that's called a bumper. So you just did your first bumper. You feel good?
Okay, fine. I'm good. I think that was pretty good, wasn't it?
I'm pretty happy.
Bumping.
So I just did a whole episode on Carole King's Tapestry.
Oh, love her, love her. Love that album.
How many times have we seen Carole King?
At least 3.
Yeah, so here you can hold the record.
Yeah,
if you want.
this is the bomb. This is my very favorite.
You know it's good when
album.
she's using slang terms. It's
No,
da bomb.
I've always loved it since the 70s. I actually had the 8-track.
Ooh, you're dating yourself.
Yeah, we had 8 tracks back then
Did
too.
you put the 8-track in the car?
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then this was for home?
That was for home.
Or what car were you driving in 71?
I was driving.
Torino?
No, I was driving my little Capri.
When this album first came out, was it like huge, or did it take a while for you to get like used to hearing about Carole King Tapestry?
No, it was huge. I always enjoyed listening to her, even before, when she used to just really write songs and she wasn't so much of an artist singing them.
What's your favorite song off of Tapestry?
Oh boy, that's a hard one because they're all so good.
So we have I Feel the Earth Move.
I like that one, but it's not my favorite.
Okay, So Far Away.
That one is one of my very favorites, So Far Away. I like that one a lot.
It's Too Late.
I like that one.
Smackwater Jack.
Oh, I love that one.
Okay, because he bought a shotgun.
Yeah, they're all good.
I think Smackwater Jack might be your favorite. You seem to love that one.
That one I
on.
like, and So Far Away.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about So Far Away. It reminds me of a very sad time in my life.
Now, when we saw her with James Taylor, wasn't that a great show?
Oh, that was fabulous.
Hit after hit after hit.
They were just amazing and amazing together. And I remember them together in the 70s. I actually...
Do you remember the 70s?
I do.
The 1970s.
The 1970s.
Okay. Thank you for being a special guest.
Well, thank you for having me. I always enjoy spending time with you, especially,
Now, if we can only get you to watch the show a little more.
Well, you just have to remind me to put it on and watch it. That's
How you can do that is you can subscribe and ring the notification bell.
I thought that I was subscribed. No?
I'm telling the audience.
Oh, yes, do that.
So you tell them, please subscribe.
Okay, please subscribe and watch my son. He's got some interesting stuff.
The album won 4 Grammys. It won Album of the Year for Tapestry, Record of the Year for It's Too Late, Song of the Year, You've Got a Friend, and Best Pop Vocal Performance for the album Tapestry. The album spent 313 weeks on the Billboard charts. That's literally second place behind Dark Side of the Moon. And just as an FYI, 313 weeks is well over 6 years. 6 years on the Billboard charts. I've seen Carole King in concert many times, both solo and with James Taylor. The highlight and #1 best concert I've ever been to was the Tanglewood Troubadour reunion show in 2010. I was dead center second row. I even got to rush the stage during the last 2 numbers. It was amazing. What I love about Carole King is her raspy voice. You never know if she's going to hit the note, but she sings her heart out and tries her darndest. She doesn't have one of those silky smooth Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston type voices. She has a nice raspy voice, which I prefer in a female singer. If Carole King had just rested on her songwriting laurels from the 60s, she would be pretty well known even without Tapestry. But Tapestry elevated her to the next level. And for some reason, she just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. Not sure why it took so long, so put your favorite Carole King song off Tapestry in the comments. And if you've enjoyed this video, please take a moment and consider subscribing to this channel for more content like this. And until next time, thanks for watching.
Okay.
Okay, till next time. Bye, gang.
Bye.